So the last time the Dragon Ball Z story was retold was in 2015 with Extreme Butoden on the 3DS. With fighters introducing a huge fighting game audience to the Dragon Ball universe, there's a lot of lore for them to pack in and understand. These new people can watch the series, but Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z combined is 444 episodes. There is a Kai version of Dragon Ball Z, but combining that with Dragon Ball comes to 320 episodes. There is the manga, but I can't recommend it if you can't read. So there's the third option, that is the video games. And this is how actually I got into Dragon Ball. Best games to understand the Dragon Ball Z story in my opinion are the Legacy of Goku games on a Game Boy Advance, Tenkaichi 2 and Budokai 1. But those games are old. Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, on the other hand, is fresh out of the box, and I honestly think it's the best adaptation of the Dragon Ball Z story yet. It's visually great, exploring the worlds can be fun, cutscenes are great, but like most games they do come with a fair share of problems. Let me quickly give you the moments. Using the skill tree with a controller is annoying as hell. There are bad voice lines.
Ooh, this ought to be good. Ooh, this ought to be good. Ooh, this ought to be good. Ooh.
This might be a good spot to find some ingredients.
There's a side quest with Rayleigh in which you drop her off to Penguin Village, but you don't actually go there. Combat isn't very deep, but to be fair, it's an RPG, so I can give that a pass. Trunks is honestly the worst looking character in this game. NPC glitches are a thing.
Good. Twice the pride, double the fall.
You can't leave this boundary unless you go underneath this tunnel and then it's completely fine. There are no costume changes. The soundtrack can be a letdown at times, mainly when you're fighting random encounters. Loading screens are way too long. Sometimes fetch quests are so easy that sometimes I already have the item before the NPC tells me to do it. Alright, just gotta get ingredients for my mom. Let's just see here, what do I need? And I already have all of them, let's just go back. Okay, these last 2 points actually bug me. Grinding is honestly useless. There are some games in which I find grinding XP to be monotonous and that can put me off in the game. I was honestly hoping that this game's difficulty would push me to the limit to train and strengthen my character like a Dragon Ball character. But the main story gives you so much experience that it makes grinding useless. I once spent 1 hour gaining XP with Gohan using XP boosters and fighting enemies that are 5 levels higher than me. I only gained 5 levels from doing that. If I played 2 or 3 story missions, then I would be above that in less than 20 minutes. Plus the game is too easy, so it doesn't feel that challenging. A good example of a DBZ game getting this right was Universe 1. That game beats your ass if you're not training right. The second issue I want to talk about is that it's been nearly a month and they still haven't implemented the time machine function to do the side quests you have missed. There's one side quest that I haven't played and just realized, and now I'm still waiting for Stan Lee over here to fix it. Okay, now let's discuss the positives. The story is very detailed and great. It's visually the second best looking Dragon Ball game, first being Fighters. There are interesting lore facts like why Dragon Ball had hybrid animal people but DBZ didn't. NPCs have fun dialogue, especially this one kid who likes Vegeta's forehead. One thing about RPGs that I hate is that you constantly bump into weaker enemies. Well, you don't have that in this game. On day 1 of release, I saw some really interesting mods on the PC version. It's gonna get more story content, Beerus and Whis models are found in the data files, and lastly, in my opinion, I think there are cutscenes which are actually better than the anime itself. If I had to rate the game, I would give it a 3 out of 5, but the real question is, would you recommend it to a friend? Yes, but only if that friend has never watched Dragon Ball Z before and you're interested in getting into it, or if your friend is a huge fan of Dragon Ball. Thanks for watching, like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe and feel free to browse the channel for more Dragon Ball content as well as my other channels, and see ya next time.